Hola Madridistas, welcome to another preview of the one and only Madrid Derby, and it's another season. It's another fiery matchup at the Wanda Metropolitano. But before we get into any of that, let's welcome our crack panel of Farooq, Alex, and Sunaid. Of course, Sunaid and Farooq need no introduction, but right now we've had the pleasure and displeasure of knowing Alex. He's a wonderful human being, but he supports the absolute scum of the earth in the football world. So, how are you doing, Alex? You can introduce yourself.
With great actually, with great actually. Going back to the comments, I think the answer I'll give to that comments on Sunday. That'll be the best way to give the answer to your comments on Sunday.
Okay, okay. But how did you become an Atletico fan, man? It's rare to find one in
Okay,
India.
okay. So initially, when when La Liga was all about early Galacticos, I really liked the way Fernando Torres used to play in La Liga. Like it was even pre-Simeone era when there was Fernando Torres. So from there I started watching, but then after Torres left for Liverpool, I skipped it. I couldn't really catch up with La Liga. But then after Orlan was going on with the our campaign was going fair, pretty good. Then I started go back with the Atletico. Then from there to until now, the journey is still going on. Yeah.
Impressive. Interesting journey you've had personally as well, and as an Atletico fan.
A
But
lot of stuff,
yeah,
a lot of things, but yeah.
all right. Let's go with you, Sunaid. How are you feeling? All excited for the derby?
100%. One of our biggest games, yet this season. Um, but yeah, man, FIFA 24 is what I'm all about for at least the past night. But yeah, man, El Derby is something that I've been looking forward to because the way Atleti started this season, like it was on a very bright note, and I was actually expecting them to put up a much better fight than last year. They improved towards the second half of last year. We all know that, um, but again, we saw the Rayo game. They are just unpredictable when under Simeone this season.
Yeah, totally unpredictable is the word I would go for as well. Farooq, what about you, man? You seem chill.
Yeah, man, definitely, man. Like, I mean, this is the game. This is the business we're in for. This kind of games, honestly. And I personally think a lot of fans also start sleeping on Atletico this year because I feel like away from Barca and Real Madrid, that's a team to actually look out for. So I think it's a proper test of our currently indecisive system. We're gonna see how we're gonna match up against an elite opponent because let's be honest, so far we haven't faced any of them. So for me, it's just seeing how we're gonna survive or not survive this game. That's what I really look forward to.
Right. I guess let's dive right into the Atletico side of things here. It in the last match in the Champions League last round, it was a totally different story for both teams. We finally got like we winner right at the death, and with Atletico, it was the other way around. You guys conceded. So, what's up with that, man? Are you guys still alive? Mentally.
Yeah, actually, Sunil knows my situation much better. Actually, so, that time, Sunil actually told me, literally that time. So Sunil literally
Residents, it's not. Sorry to interrupt you. It's not Sunil, man. Relax, okay? It's not Sunil. It's Suned.
oh, so
Suned.
it's
Suned. You're going. You're reminding me of my teachers. I'm getting fucking PTSD, not PSD, PTSD at this moment. Because
yeah,
my name can be easily mispronounced. But yeah, go for it.
yeah,
Go for
sorry.
it.
So yeah, I was saying, so Sunil pretty much knows about my situation, how I was at that time. I mean, it's just athletic, man. We can't have a single day without any a weird thing happening to us. Like we can't have it. Like we can't have a normal day. Like as a Athletic fan, from years to years, we can never have a a literal good day. Like one of the things has to go wrong with us, and there we go. So the Lazio thing, I don't know, if you guys remember that missed penalty from Carrasco in last season's Champions League. That's how we got out. So yeah, I mean, it's athletic, like it's literally in our blood. It's weird things gonna happen to us. So yeah, pretty
Yeah, I mean,
devastating.
we're Real Madrid fans. We think like we also have to suffer most games, right? But the fact is, at the end of the day, we are like so much more luckier than Atleti. It's like if you're an Athletic fan, Atletico fan, you're born to suffer.
Yeah, like it's literally in the blood. It's literally in the blood. That's why, like, that's why we say contra todo e contra todo.
Mm. All right. I guess that, just moving on. This kind of form just carried over for the start of the season as well. How I just wanted to ask you guys, like I was waiting for this moment to talk to an Atletico fan. Like, how can you go from winning 7-0 against Rayo and then in the next match day fucking lose 3-0 against Valencia?
Okay, I would say they literally, I would say like including me as well. Like, well, we were literally walking on the clouds. Like 7-8, we were literally walking on the clouds. Like the league is ours and all this bullshit. Like Valencia was a good reality check. Valencia was a good reality check because, like, like literally, like we are now back on the ground, like our feet's back on the ground, and like now we have to like be worried about Madrid. Okay. Like we had Sevilla match as well, but that was postponed. I guess like if that match would have postponed, the momentum would have carried through. I think so. But like without the after then like we had the international break, some players doing the training at the club, some players going out with the national teams and like a few injuries as well, like Rodrigo De Paul, like he was like really, really instrumental for us, but like he got injured coming back from the international break. That's why I hate international break, man. Like, there's not one single player can return like fully fit for national break. And especially when it means a lot to us. But yeah, I think Valencia was a good reality check for us because no players showed up that day. Like everyone was fucking bad. Like, like how everyone was good at Vallecano, Valencia quite the opposite.
Mm.
So that was reality check. Now I would say like we have to like Atleti has to like, keep them mind set on the tracks and they can't lose focus now because these games like they really mean a lot.
Right? Yeah. Form goes out of the window in these derbies, and I think we're gonna have a real match on our hands. But Sunit, like I remember you caught some of the Valencia game as well. What did you find
Right.
missing? What did you find missing in that game from Atleti?
Atleti's main problem is, I think, especially remind me again, Raja, did Koke play the Valencia game?
No, no, no. Koke was out injured. Koke was
He
out
was out
injured.
injured, right?
Uh,
Like I always say, man.
Koke,
Go on.
do you remember our like first match of the season? Like the match started the first match of the season. So
Right.
within 7 minutes, he was walked off injured.
Okay. Okay. Right. I remember, like my best friend is an Atleti fan, and he was actually very vexed that Koke is always like he also had injury issues, I think, last season as well, right? So,
Yes, yeah, that's why like Simeone was asking for a good defensive midfielder who can carry
mhm.
the ball into the like box.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
yes, that's the main problem. Like our owners don't really back the manager up. Like even if you see now, like we spend like 10 million something. That's it. Yeah, like Simeone was asking for a good CDM, but they couldn't get. But now we have to play Barrios now, who is out of the position in CDM. But like he's doing a pretty good job, I would. But now he's also injured. So now, like like our problems are like much more severe now. Wait,
Oh wow, I didn't know that Barrios was injured as well. Fucking hell. Who will you play
That
against?
that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like when I saw that Koke was missing, it was doomed to fail. The setup was doomed to fail because my mate, he used to always tell me that Koke was the glue, and I agree completely. Koke is the glue between Atleti's defense and the attack, and when he's missing, they miss that edge, that outlet, who can really progress the ball, especially with his passing. Petro Barrios is nice, okay, but he's still young. He's very inexperienced. Like if you consider someone who is in kind of maybe approaching their prime or like mid 20s, mid to late 20s, who has a bit of experience and then years in their foot, they can actually maybe give that role a chance. But Peter Barrios is not a six to start with, right? And he's being played out of position in an athletic side who clearly, unlike previous Simeone regimes, they clearly lack an identity. Like they don't know what to do before, right? Like especially like pre 2018, 2019, they had a clear identity where everyone on the pitch knew what to do. Now it's free for all, and most likely, maybe. Also, another reason, I spoke with Rajat earlier in the week, and we had this same conversation. The quality in personnel is also a huge problem. Valencia, like man to man, they might not be great, right? They have a few new gems like Canos and the guy, Javi Guerra, and a few players, man. They have some good new fresh blood, but they don't have anywhere near the experience, this current Atleti side has. But yet they dismantle them. It's just conviction, I believe.
Yeah, I think like we are like really ignoring. I forgot the name of the manager of Valencia. Is it Baraja? What is it? I
Baraha,
forgot.
Baraha, 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 Baraha.
Yeah, I think an exceptional job over there at Valencia.
Mm.
Like from the starting of the season till now, doing an exceptional job. I mean, good news for the Valencia fans, but yeah, nothing.
Up, a very good up and coming manager, but Rajat's voice, it keeps dropping in and out, right, guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's not exactly stable. Maybe you can try like speaking up a bit more, Rajat, but
Yeah, just speaking a bit louder might help.
Yeah, I'll try speaking a bit louder now. Is it good now?
yeah, it's all good.
It's gone now. It's gone now. So.
Perfect.
Right, man. Like just speaking about like your kind, you alluded to a failure in the board backing the manager, but yeah, I'll come to you, Farooq. So are you like kind of impressed from a Madrid perspective at Atletico signing? So they had Soyuncu, Javi Galan, Azpilicueta. Like, do these get you out of your seat?
Yeah, that's the thing. I will just, maybe kind of a bit disagree with Alex there in the sense that I will just look at what happened this season, but across the past couple of years as well. This is the club that has gone out, and signed, a player like, Rodrigo de Paul, snatching him from the hands of, Juventus and all of the Premier League clubs. You understand? So it's. I mean, it's kind of unfair to say that the board hasn't backed him. Obviously, like the board isn't gonna go out and do what Real Madrid and Barcelona are doing. Let's not forget that, whether we like it or not, like Atletico Madrid shops in a different market, to what we do, honestly. But I think, the additions of this, because last year, I think, the defensive solidity was gone. And I basically think what they have gone and done out this summer is that, okay, we need to fix this issue. We don't have output from the fullbacks. We get Javi Galan in. We want, experience. We bring in Cesar Azpilicueta. We want, a centre back, albeit one whose form is not being strong enough. You bring in Chala Soyuncu. So I felt like, they knew what they want and they went and they got it. Obviously, maybe, a new midfielder would have helped. But then the question now becomes this, it's Rodrigo de Paul, it's Koke, it's Saul, it's, Thomas Lemar, it's Barrios, like these are names that you keep counting and counting. So who do you want to put where do you want to throw who? You understand? I can understand that, okay, yeah, obviously Koke is the glue that holds everything together. I agree with that. But then still without Koke, they scored 7, This is the point as well. So it's not like, and also still with Koke as well, we know what happened last season as well. Also, okay, like he was not fully fit and all that, but I kind of, I personally really am impressed by what, Atletico have done, but obviously it still remains, as Sunit said, like there's still this lack of, cohesion that hasn't happened yet, in the past. Everyone knew what they had to do, who was going to do what, how is it going to happen. But I do believe that, I personally am impressed with what Atletico have done, and I put them, as really, really strong candidates for the title, even ahead of Barcelona, in my opinion.
Wow.
Ahead of Barcelona? You're joking, right?
Bro, Barcelona last season, it was a miracle of defense. Do you think Ter Stegen pulls off the same miracle this year?
Man, it wasn't just
You
Ter
have a
Stegen.
point.
Take away the goals from
on
last
point.
year. Take away the goals from last year. Real Madrid wins the title hands down. There is no doubt. Take away. I mean, we saw the games how Ter Stegen was pulling out miracles out of miracles, man. Take that away. I mean, unless he's gonna have 2 miracle seasons back to back, which I don't think will happen. So.
And plus, I would Barcelona like had Lewandowski, like he was getting them goals out of nowhere last season. Like this time, it's not really looking like that.
It's not really clicking. It's not as it doesn't come easily like it used to for Lewandowski. Whenever I see him, he to be honest, he looks stiffer than his TikTok videos, while he moves. I'm not gonna lie. And that's what he has come to.
It's like when we signed Luis Suarez from Barcelona, like clicked, like first season
Yeah.
we got like winning the title because Suarez was just getting us goals out of nowhere, like he was just getting us, and that's how we won the title. And like the next season, it was same. The quality dropped from Suarez, and like we were struggling. So I think it's gonna happen like same with Barcelona. I think so. It's just like, one of those, like, again, like another example I would give you, Robin Van Persie in Manchester United. One season,
Yeah,
good, bingo. Next,
100%,
drop.
100%, 100%.
But yeah,
Though, like I hate to say that, some guys like Rafinha, they find goals out of nowhere, man. I just hate to see it, but he seems to be, finding the back of the net every now and then.
yeah, and even if he's not like chipping in, I feel like he's a constant threat. To be
Mm,
honest, except against the
mm.
bigger teams maybe, but the smaller teams he can just basically cook the fullbacks.
So you're basically insinuating that he's Lukaku on the wing, right?
I don't know, man. Yeah, I prefer not to get into it, but yeah, let's get back on topic. Like, Alex, the thing is, so Farooq was saying, right? Imagine there's a world where Atletico didn't have all of these injuries. Is this like the strongest squad you've had in the past few years?
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so because I think the strongest squad we had was in 2016, like when we made the Champions League final. When we had Carrasco, Griezmann, our defense line was rock solid with Godin, Jimenez, and our like veteran fullbacks with Juan Fran and Felipe Luis, and our midfield like that 4-4-2 formation of ours like was rock solid. We have Saul, like emerging Saul, like you can see like how he single-handedly beat in the Bayern team and scored that goal in 2016. And we had Koke, and like on the wings we have either Carrasco or Correa. So I would say like that 2016 team was like one of the best FPG teams I've watched. This I wouldn't really say so, but yeah, that 2016 team was like phenomenal.
Where do you actually lack depth, Rajat, this season? Like, um, apart from the obvious midfield.
I think we do have a good squad this season. Like when you compare it like with like Barca, Real Madrid, I think we have good depth this season. I'm not talking about the quality in terms of
Mm.
quality. I'm talking about in terms of depth.
Bodies. Mm.
We do have
Mm.
good depth. We have like two options in every position. But the thing is, like, they're not really that much of a quality, like they don't really
Mm.
pose a threat. Like you have Depay, like some days gonna like score bangers, the next day is gonna get injured and like drop out. Then you have Rata, and then like you don't really know like what to expect from Rata is actually like sometimes it's like really a good finisher, and sometimes it's gonna like drop like from 6 yards, he's gonna like you shoot the ball away, and then you have you really like lack that quality in depth. I mean, I would say we do have depth, but like it's not really that much quality. But now like our depth is also injured. Like we signed Soyuncu for like center back, he's injured. Barrios is injured, Koke is injured, Lemar is injured, Depay is actually coming back, and then like Carrasco was like really fundamental for us. Like we play in a 5-3-2 formation, like that guy is a really miss, and like we didn't replace him. Now we have the new upcomers with Samolino and Javi Galan. I mean, like they're good, but again, like Samolino has to get a lot of experience in that position, in order to like play like Carrasco's role. But Carrasco is a really big miss, I would say. And right now, I would say like again the same thing. Like we lack quality. Like if you see a Real Madrid bench, like like they can give you a spark coming out from the bench. Like if you have Valverde, like you see like Champions League against Union Berlin, like he shot from like outside, like to give some spark. You have Brahim Diaz, like you have options. Even like Barcelona now, they have pretty good options as well. Like when you look at Atleti, it's not really, like again Korea coming from the bench. Sometimes it's good. Like I would say, like like some of the KT players is just like that Gattuso meme. Sometimes
Yeah.
can be good, sometimes can be shit. Like it's what you get.
Well,
That's how.
Alex, aren't you doing a bit of disservice though to your guys? Because the point is, I just kind of, look through what you're saying here. The point is, Barcelona, like, okay, when they want to make their forward subs, who do they bring on? It's the
They
guy
bring
from
on Joao
City. What was
Felix,
his name
man. They
again?
bring on Joao Felix.
Can you? I mean, come with that, man. First, like, what's the name of the guy from that came from City? Like the forward that they bought for 50 million. I forgot his name. What was that? What was that?
Oh yeah, Ferran Torres, man. Ferran Torres.
Exactly. The point is they bring on Ferran Torres, and as just the guys mentioned earlier as well with Rafinha as well, he blows out and cold. So like, I mean, the point is when you look at Real Madrid as well, who do we bring on? We bring on Brahim Diaz. He's basically someone also who you don't know what you're getting from. Our striker is basically Joselu. Remove the midfield and you go to the defense. Our fullbacks are it's Frank Garcia, who we are still not sure what we're getting into, because Vasquez is on the hand. So when you talk about lack of quality, I think it's not just your guys. Throughout the league, there is a lack of quality. Honestly, this is the thing. When you take away the starting 11 of this 3, 4, 5 teams that are really the top teams, you look at the bench and there is no much quality there. There is not much quality there, honestly. So I kind of think like, when you say like there is quality, okay, yeah, obviously we have Cruz and Modric on the bench. Barcelona has, either Gavi or Pedri or Gundogan coming in the second half in the midfield as well. Yeah, there is there. But when you look at the defensive option and the attacking options, like I think if there is even a significant, I don't think there's a significant difference. And the difference in quality between your subs and our subs, I don't think is that significant, honestly.
Yeah, but I would say you guys bought like 100 million like Bellingham, right? Like he's like much better than the midfield we have. Like if I put like
We shop in different markets, bro. This is nothing new. It's always been like that, bro. I'm sorry. Like you're the four-step brother, bro. But this is the fact.
that's what I'm saying. This is where we lack. This is where we lack, and that's what I would say is that spending 120 million on Job Felix, like it's still hurting us. Like like financially, like we are still in debt with that 120 million spending on Job Felix. I mean, I hope he does well at Barcelona actually, because so that we can get that 100 million out of him and like can invest in different positions. But even though Barca can do 3-1, 3-2, I just want him to perform well. Like I don't care about the Barca. I just want him to
Yeah, man, that's what I hope as well. Like, if let's say if he does score like 20 goals this season for Barcelona, do you think you can get 100 million out of him?
forget it.
No chance.
No
No
chance.
chance. No chance.
Forget
How
it.
many years does he have left on his contract? I think a couple of years max. No.
No, actually, the thing is, so like before going to the loan towards Barcelona, he renewed
He
his
renewed.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so Atletico, like this is something which I really really like. Like Atletico always have an edge over Barcelona in in the terms of transfer business.
Transfers. Yeah.
We fucked them really bad during the transfer business. Something I really really admire. Like, can you imagine we got Memphis Depay for like penny, like literally pennies, like 2-3 million.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like in terms of transfer business, that is like literally penny, like 2-3 million. Like what is that price? And then and like especially that Luis Suarez, like they gave us Luis Suarez again. That David Villa, the title we won in 2014, they gave us David Villa, and we gave them Griezmann for 120 million. We got him back for 20 million, and the initial fee that agreed was 40 million, and if it is still somehow scammed them to getting back at 20 million. So this is what like I really admire from City. Like the business sometimes they do is really good, especially about when it comes to scamming Barcelona. So yeah, I would be really happy, if they did do it again, 100 million on Joao Felix, take it.
Yeah, man. If that
I-
does happen, they'll have to like finance it over 10 years or 20 years.
Alex, so I'm just wondering, like, I would love to get your perspective. Like, why do you think it didn't work for João Felix? Because I mean, he was supposed to be the prince who will become the king eventually. What happened? I don't know if you can give us an insight to your own personal perspective.
Okay, like in Atleti, so like literally, like when you see the difference between Griezmann and Joao Felix, like there is a lot of difference. Like when you see a Griezmann, like the work he do defensively is really good. Like you can literally see him putting the tackles. Like when he's playing on in the forward position, like you can see him putting the sliding tackles. But Joao Felix, like what he would do is like he doesn't really run much, like he doesn't track that much,
Doesn't press.
doesn't really track back much. So like it's not really that Simeone type of play. Like Simeone even like said this in a press conference that it is his failure that he couldn't convert Joao Felix into a system. Like it is one of his failures. And that's it.
But
I mean, and like even the stupid option, like he went from Atleti to Chelsea. I mean, like I don't know what the hell he was thinking. To going from Atleti to Chelsea, like it's even worse actually. Like, at least Simeone has a plan. He can
yeah.
make. But like going to Chelsea was like I don't know.
But
Yeah,
that is again is a damn indictment on Felix's work ethic, his commitment to the cause. You could call it all of that, because see, if you go back 10-15 years, every talented player, no matter who they are, right? Like let's actually get this into perspective. Joao Felix is not even a big name. He's not. He was just highly touted as a youngster who got bought for a lot of money. That's it. He hasn't proven anything yet. Maybe a couple of seasons with Benfica, but we all know what the Portuguese league is about. It's at least a couple of levels below the standards in La Liga and in the Premier League, etc. So Joao Felix, if he was actually aiming to be one of the top best players in the world, he would completely buy into Simeone and work for him. But instead, he said, "No, I'm not going to go out of my comfort zone. I'm going to play like I used to, be the luxury player in an era where everyone, runs for each other, where the team operates in tandem." I don't understand. It's honestly a waste of such a brilliant career.
So what we're saying is it's just this mentality that's causing him to like not fulfill his potential.
Yeah, I
Hundred
would
percent at Barcelona. Go on, Raja. Go on.
sorry. So I would say that initial days, when we signed Felix, like it was like everyone was excited because we just lost Griezmann and we
Mhm.
were looking for someone to replace him. And Felix came with his, like his dribbling is really good. Like he came with his plays and all that tricks. So like he got the fans excited. Like I'm not gonna lie, he got the fans excited. The first season, like again, like he couldn't really do like much in double figures, I guess. Like it was 9 goals or something, I guess. And then next season, it was like really good, the title winning season of ours. When you see like Felix was like really good with Liquium play with Luis Suarez. But again, it was on and off with Simeone. The thing with Simeone is like if you don't run, you're not gonna play. Simple as that. Like
100%.
Simeone is like simple. Like if you're not gonna run, you're not gonna play. So like you could see like there was on and off between Joao Felix and Simeone. Like Simeone used to play even Angel Correa instead of Joao Felix in some matches during our title winning season. So it's just simple as that. Like if you don't run, you're not gonna play. And I think like with that, the distance of the relationship between Joao Felix and Simeone, it keeps getting bigger and bigger. And now like eventually it led to him leaving to Barcelona.
All right. I mean, we can go on about how Felix on and on, man. Like, but it's just depressing, man. For me, like as a Portuguese fan, he was. It's just so heartbreaking that he couldn't, like, take on the reins from Cristiano. But yeah, let's move on. Let's like move on to the game. But before we do that, I'd like to read out a few comments from a comment section. So Rahul is here. So just for context, Alex, Rahul is our like resident Atleti fan. He's always here whenever we like lose, and he's always there to prop up Atleti. So he says, "Opa Atleti, believe in Cholo." So how's that
Exactly.
belief going, man? Like, do you still like 100% believe in Cholo, or are you like getting tired?
Obviously, like I think Atleti, what Atleti is right now is all because of Cholo. Because I've seen him playing, like Atleti playing before Cholo, and right now, like I would literally say the new stadium, Metropolitano, is literally from Cholo. I would say he brought in the Champions League runs back to back. Like we still haven't dropped out of Champions League in the Simeone reign. Like we have finished top four, like always. Okay, and before Simeone era, like we were seventh, eight, like that. Like it was not consistent. But after Simeone, like we are really, really consistent. So I would say that financially, he really, really, made us strong. That new stadium, I think that was literally Simeone's gift to us. We should actually build him a statue out of Metropolitano. He deserves it.
A gold statue, yeah.
Not really a gold one.
We can give them some clay. They can use clay. The remnants we have from our renovation. They can use some clay and build a statue out there.
Right, and Hassan
Violation, Farouk.
yeah, it's truly a violation. uh, Hassan says Cholo Taka is due another cooking. Vamos. Yeah, that remains to be seen, man. That remains to be seen.
More like Chulissimo.
All right. With that, let's like get into like the game matchups, the important ones that we see. So the question is right. Real Madrid, we basically leave it to the second half. Somehow we need to score a goal, and right now it's Jude Bellingham scoring the match goals. And do you think the Athletic defense have enough to like stop Bellingham and co from scoring?
I would say, like Bellingham right now, like he's just like like he's always at the right place, the right time. Bellingham right now is literally that dude. Like he's gonna even that against Union Berlin, right place, right time. To just hook it in, empty net. I would say Bellingham, like he's really like like especially with his confidence, he's really high on confidence right now. Like he's literally scoring every game. And giving like a tricky defense right now, we're not. I would say like we're not really that athletic we used to be. That 1-0 game over time. I won't really say that we're not that athletic anymore. But yeah, let's see. I just hope like Bellingham doesn't really find that right place, right time thing with Atletico Madrid. But besides that, I think we can keep Real Madrid quite down because first thing it's in Metropolitano. The atmosphere would be great. The second thing, you guys don't have Vinicius Junior, which is a really a threat. And but I mean Rodrigo is also a threat. I mean, like if I remember that last season Copa del Rey, his run against us, like he's just that solo goal,
Yeah.
and I was like, fuck. But yeah, anyway, because we were that was the only shot like on the trophy last season, and like Rodrigo ruined it for us. But yeah, I mean Rodrigo can do that. But yeah, I think the only player I am most threat, I think that is Jose Lu because of his aerial threat. That's the player I'm worried about, not Bellingham.
Mm, strong words, man. Farooq?
Imagine 2015. An Atleti fan saying that they're worried about aerial threats. It's a stark contrast. 6 7 years on, it's just unbelievable coming
That's
from
what
an Atleti fan. Mm.
not we're not really that rock solid team we used to be. Like we had these like really good defenders in Godin. Like Jimenez is good, but again he's not consistent, like because of his injuries. Otherwise, Jimenez is our best defender because like he is the one who can take the mantle of Godin. But again, like the injuries, like he's not consistent.
Mm.
And the other center backs, I'm not really sure. Hermoso, again, like sometimes he elbows, sometimes like he does like some stupid stuff sometimes. Like, but he's really good on the ball. He's really important. But yeah, I wouldn't say like we really have a good center back besides Jimenez.
Yeah, but Jimenez is gonna play, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that our back five is going to be Molina and Savic, Jimenez, Hermoso, and left wing back. I'm not really sure if it's going to be Samolino or Rodrigo Riquelme. I'm not really sure about the left wing back.
What's going on with Mandava?
Ronaldo is like coming back. Like he had the I forgot like his injury. Like he was out of this season. Like he it happened like last season. Like he was gone for a long time. Like now he's slowly getting back. He'll be back. I guess after January or something. Again, he's a yeah. I forgot Mandava. Like he's a great defender.
Great player. Yeah, I really like him.
Yep.
He's literally that Cholo type of player. A great player.
Mm. Tremendous work rate. Yeah, up and
Yeah,
down, up and down.
exactly. He's a great player.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like we are like really bad down with injuries.
Yeah, man. But just coming just to the attack and the midfield, Farooq, I'm gonna come to you because we as Madridistas, we are actually scared of former Madridistas coming and facing against us. They always seem to turn into prime Zidane or whatnot. And we're gonna be facing two Madridistas, Farooq. What's your take on them? Are they gonna have a good run out?
I think there is a third one as well because if I'm not mistaken, although he never was formally a player, I think Barrios also was let go by Real Madrid Youth Academy actually as well. So he becomes three as well. So there might be something. But yeah, I mean, the rat has always been there forever and ever. I'm not too worried about him, but I think Laurenti might be one to really look out for, especially for that curse. But honestly, like away away from that, I think players like Griezmann might give us a lot of problem because of that spaces that Griezmann likes to exploit. That's just in between the center backs and the last defensive midfielder. Honestly, so that might be something that we might really look out to. And other than that, I feel like that the lack of presence in their midfield, as Alex was saying, with Koke being out, and I think Rodrigo De Paul also is out as well, if I'm not mistaken. So like they have quite a number of quality players missing there. So I believe our diamond midfield four should be able to take control of that center of the park. But again, against Atletico is always the same thing. It's just you have to grind out the results, and just it's about the fight and the willingness to see what is or what is not. Yeah, I totally agree with him as well. Like about the fact that we have to be really careful with with Jose, honestly. But I think the thing about Jude is that which might be surprising for a lot of people, is that Jude Bellingham actually hasn't scored a lot of goals by running from outside the box into the box, but rather his movement within the 18 yard itself. So I think that's something that Alex would really might make your defense a bit worried, because he knows a way to move around defenders and something like that. But yeah, man, I think it's gonna be an interesting matchup. But to answer your question, Jacob, I think that curse is gonna come in, so that's why I still believe that we hopefully Kepa can be the keeper this time around.
Oh wow, Kepa man, he just the other
I'm
thing,
sorry.
right? I was like curious to get your perspective on this, Alex. With Marcos Llorente, he was like really the shining beacon in his first season with you guys, with the position switch and whatnot. Is he still the same guy, or has he lost a step?
I'm sorry. I can't hear you properly. Actually, can you come again?
Oh yeah. So I was talking about Marcos Llorente. So with him, he had like a stellar season with you first time around. Is he still the same man that he was?
I won't say that he is still the same man, because, like, again, I'm gonna go back to our title winning season. Like, he was like really, really important for us, to get the goals out of nowhere. He got like double figures in both goals and assists, scored like 10 goals, and like he had like 11 assists in that season. Like, he was really, really vital. Like, especially that combination with Trippier, like him and Trippier on the right flank, it was dangerous. But after Trippier's departure, like Llorente's have been on a like literally a downgrade. Like, I won't really blame him, because like he's been playing out of position like quite a lot of times now, because like to replace Trippier as a right wing back. But now we finally, I think we have replaced Trippier and Molina, which is really, really good fullback. But Lorente, like he has to find like really, really good rhythm. Like, he has to get his confidence back, because I think he has lost his confidence. And like Farooq made a like really good point right now, because like we have most of our midfield injured. I think, like to control the game, we have to control the midfield, and Madrid have that thing. We don't. So yeah, that'll be like really, really
What
good.
would be your best midfield for Sunday, Rajat? Because I can't think of a scenario where any combination really can do a job. But in your opinion, what would be the best three you
Yeah,
can put up?
yeah, we don't really have much option. Koke is actually back in training, so he
Hmm.
will get 2 minutes. Koke is actually like, that'll be interesting to see if Simeone will play him in the starting lineup, or it will be Witzel playing in the CDM position, because Darius is also injured. And the next two center midfielders, it will be, one is going to be Lorente, obviously, like to keep for the pressing stuff. And for the left side, we have Lemar injured as well. So for that, I think it will be either Saul or either Riquelme, Rodrigo Riquelme. Again, I mean, Simeone is mine. Like, he can also play Griezmann in that position. Who knows? Because Memphis Depay is also back in training. So like, you don't know about Simeone. Like, he can literally alter the positions, because like even like a few matches, like you can see Griezmann playing in the midfield, because like he's putting in Korea and Morata. They're playing up top, and it's Griezmann dropping into midfield. So like, you never know, like what's going on in Cholo's mind. Like, you can literally put any player, any position. So yeah, I would say the best midfield going to the Madrid derby would be to CDM. We don't really have much options. I think Witzel is a natural choice. And then for the two center midfielders, I would go with, on the right side, Lorente, and on the left side, I will go with Saul, because you need some physicality as well.
You mentioned Riquelme. Like I've heard the name a couple of times, but I've never really seen him play. Like is he good? Like is he an option?
Okay, so this summer transfer window, I was really excited about two players. That was Samuel
Right.
Lino and Rodrigo Riquelme. Because besides this, like, we don't really made like really, really good signings.
Mm.
Because Rodrigo Riquelme, like, he was in Girona last year, and he was really, really impressive. Like, his playmaking skill was really, really good. So even this year, if you see him play, like, you can see that flair in him. Like, he has that potential. It's just like unlocking him to get that
He's an
confidence.
8, yeah, proper 8.
No, he's not in prop. He's more like a playmaker or a wing back, a winger. You can,
Okay,
yeah, what you're
okay,
saying, convert him into a wing back. But yeah, he's a
right,
wing or a playmaker. So yeah,
okay.
good pace as well. In this summer, like there was a rumor that Manchester City, like when Riyad Mahrez transfer was going to Saudi Arabia, like there was a
Right.
rumor he was going to Manchester City for like 40 million something.
Wow.
From Girona. Obviously, City clubs, right? Like City Group.
Yeah, it's a City football group. Yeah. So yeah, so I mean, these are the two players I was really excited about, Samolino and Riquelme. So yeah, so again, that's what I'm saying. So for left wing back, so it can either be Samolino or Rodrigo Riquelme. I don't know who's gonna play, but yeah, let's see.
Samuel Lino playing wing back is a total waste of his abilities, man. Like,
I won't really say so because in Valencia he used to play as a wing back, but yeah, he's good as a winger actually. But like because like in Valencia he used to play as a wing back, and now this is how we play, and we don't really have Carrasco, so we need a player in that position. I mean, you have Javi Galan. I don't know. To be honest, I seriously don't know why we signed him actually. Like he doesn't really fit in like accordingly. But yeah, Samuelino.
Celta Vigo guy, right? Havigala.
Yeah, I mean, because like we don't really play in that 4-4-2 position. We play in that 5-3-2. So we need that dribbler on that left side. Okay. So like I don't know like how Javi Galan is trying to like come and play, but it's good for depth. I would say it's good for depth. That's all I can say.
Right. Do any other matchups come to mind? I feel like we've covered pretty much the whole pitch now, and we can like head into the lineups.
Okay, let me hear the Real Madrid lineup for Sunday. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah. So I guess like a good starting point is like the previous match that we played in the Champions League. So Kepa obviously has to start in goal. It's Lucas Vasquez, Rudiger, Nacho, and Alaba at the defense. Luka Modric, Tchouameni, Camavinga, and Bellingham in the midfield. Joselu and Rodrigo up top. I am expecting like a couple of changes, but apart from that, not really, man. What do you guys think?
So Ferreira doesn't start, yeah?
This was the lineup previously. I think Luka's gonna be replaced by Fede for sure.
And Carvalho comes in for Lucas Vasquez as well. If he is
Carvajal
fit.
is not fit. He's not fit.
100%?
100%.
Okay, then Lucas
He's
Vasquez
going to be
takes
fit for
replacement.
Napoli. He's not going to be here when you're also going next week, right, Farouk? For Las Palmas, he won't be available.
No, I'm not going to Las Palmas, bro.
Oh, you're not going? Oh my God, why?
Yeah, man, shit happened.
Didn't work out? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's just postponed. It's not cancelled forever, right?
Yeah, it's postponed.
Okay, fair enough.
Man, it's not cancelled. The Real Madrid fans, man, they eventually our own pilgrimage is to go to the Mecca of football and perform our rights, pay our respects.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this midfield, like, let's start with the midfield, right? Rajat, I'll reverse the question to you. Like, what is the worst midfield that you want to face right now?
Oh man, you guys have so many options in midfield. Like, how would I say the worst option? Okay, I would say Ceballos. Brahim Diaz, Brahim Diaz, Ceballos,
Come on,
and
Brian Diaz is not part of the midfield, man. Come on, he's a forward.
no, he plays as a CAM. He does come on as a CAM, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah, but he mostly comes on for the right side. Like, he drifts in and out of the 10 and the right winger spot. But you have a point. He's actually a cam by trade, so.
Yeah, okay. I mean, much better than like I would say like instead of playing Bellingham, Brahim Diaz, I'll be happy. Like we can just start with the positive. Okay, so yeah, Ceballos, and then rest two options. I can't really think of any. I would okay. So like like if I have to pick the worst midfield, I have to like keep out that playmaking ability. So I'll take out. I'll put Kamving and Chumeni because of their CDM ability. Yeah. So
Wow,
there's
so no Cruz and Modric, yeah?
no Cruz and Modric. Obviously, I'm taking out the playmaking.
Since you mentioned that, Rajat, from an Atleti fan, like I actually want to know, like, do you think they still have it in them in 2023 to actually, make a difference in big games?
But to make the difference in the big games, you need players of that caliber. If you see in that Atletico lineup, we only have Griezmann who can do this. We don't really have, that. Out of like, for Real Madrid, it was Vinicius or Benzema. They can, you have that person to make a big difference. And Atletico side, you only see Griezmann. Sometimes he also like fucks up. Like against Lazio, like he had the chance to make it 2-0, but like he booted the ball like skyrocketed.
Mm,
Yeah, like the only player we have in that position. I'm gonna like tell you this right now to you guys. If Griezmann is gonna have a good game on Sunday, Atleti will have a good game. If he has a bad game, we are fucked.
So yeah, we have to man mark the shit out of him if you have to get anything out of it, I guess.
Yeah, I think he'll be between Chumeni and Alaba. Like he'll be stuck between them. Let's see. Because besides Griezmann, I don't really see that, that player who can find a pass from out of nowhere or who can, who can get something out of nowhere. There is no guy. I mean, if again Depay again is good for like for like holding the ball, but again you need that player. We don't really have that.
Right. Okay, I guess let's just quickly go through the lineup. I guess the main questions are, Farooq. Like the first question is Nacho gonna start over Fran Garcia?
I'll be
Isn't
happy.
Mendy fit as well?
Mendy is fit, but is he gonna play?
he's not going to
Mendy,
play.
Mendy was fit as well. So I feel like Fran should still play though, no? Fran Garcia should still play, I assume. I think Fran Garcia still plays.
Fran Garcia
I,
against
I don't
Llorente?
see.
Do you fancy that?
I really hope Nacho plays actually on that left back.
Man, like Nacho's
Man,
Nacho's a center back by trade, but he's like deceptively quick. I feel like he can actually catch up to Llorente.
I don't know, but
I don't fancy my chances with Fran Garcia against Marcos Llorente, honestly.
even
I don't
Fran, I
fancy my
don't think
chances.
we don't have an ideal situation down the left side, to be honest. Fran, we saw, when Kubo really turned it on, Fran was struggling.
Yep.
But then
It's not really his strength.
Kubo is one of the players that's touted to replace Mo Salah at Liverpool. I mean, there is something there.
He's touted to replace Mo Salah at Liverpool. Like,
Bro,
who said that?
those were the
Of
comments
course, man.
on Twitter,
That's a,
man.
that was a short list. It was it was Doku that went to City. It's what's he called? It's Kubo. There was a guy from the Dutch league. I forgot his name. Like those were the 4 or 5 players that were being listed as potential players to replace him. Like Kubo has all the tools, so he just hasn't honed them yet. So like that's the thing. Like Kubo is a different player. Like Llorente is a different player. So like very few players will hold their own down against Kubo as well. It's not that's not a stuff on Fran,
High
honestly.
praise, high praise. So you know the psychology, right, Jacob? If he was playing with us, Farooq wouldn't say all this.
If he was playing with us, he wouldn't get the chance to become what he is today. That's the point.
That's also
simple
true.
maths,
That's also
bro.
true.
It's
It's also
simple maths. I mean, Lorente was there. Lorente that you're afraid of right now. Were you afraid of him when we were playing for Real Madrid? Definitely no, because he didn't develop into this. So
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like, I mean, he's. I mean, even let Dani Ceballos go and join Atletico Madrid, and you'll see how he will flourish for them. Even Alex here is sticking the piece out of the guy, but this is just the truth, man. Because he doesn't have the chance to show what he can do. So that's the thing, honestly. But I was saying, like, I would fancy my chances with Fran against because one thing we've seen is that, as we always know, is that Fran has that potential that made us invest in him to bring him back to the club. You understand? So we saw that a bit with the assist he gave last, in the last outing in the league as well. So there is that chance, and especially because we need to exploit that aerial prowess of Joselu and as well to some extent Bellingham. So we need that person that's gonna give that delivery. So I will go with Fran in that position, honestly.
Right. And I guess the next question comes to like Sunaith, man. What's your like ideal midfield?
see. Modric had a very good game, especially the way he kind of overcame his initial initial slow start of the game, like how he then went on to dictate the entire proceedings against Berlin. I would like to see him handle this Atleti midfield, especially in this current form where they're missing so many key pieces. I think he can do a job. He always does a job. Yeah, Chouameni picks himself. Kamavinga or Cruz is a dilemma, to be honest. For me, sometimes when I see Kamavinga and Fran Garcia synergy, it's not really great. Like, well, Fran Garcia's synergy with nobody is really, so, over the moon at this, moment in time. But starting Kamavinga has its positives. starting Cruz also has its positives, but I feel like Cruz coming on can be quite, helpful in the second half to actually maybe keep the ball a bit more, you know, win some more falls and like dictate the tempo. And Kamavinga coming on into a game that is helter skelter might not really work for him. Although he has, shown us in the past that he is a perfect sub, coming on into a game that is, going at 120 miles per hour.
Personally, I think it's like very telling that Alex, said that he would rather face Kamavinga than Toni Kroos, but I hear your point about like we need someone who might be able to change the game later on when Atletico are pinned back, and Kroos is the guy to do it. Right, I guess like that like wraps up the lineup because Joselu and Rodrigo are shoe-ins. They're not gonna get replaced, and
So you guys are keeping Fede on the bench, or how is it going? I didn't get the point.
Yeah, Fede might have to start on the bench because he's pretty good off the bench. He's gonna provide the runs that are gonna make Atleti really, because Atleti are gonna sit deep. Let's all be real here, right? Like after the initial adventures, like every like everyone expects, they're gonna come out guns blazing, but they'll know very quickly the way we keep possession, coming out of the blocks and trying to hit us won't really work. So they're gonna be sitting deep and hoping to counter, right, Rajat? Am I predicting it wrong, or
No, no, no. I'm literally like laying out the blueprint over here. So first couple of minutes, like first 10, 15 minutes, Atleti is gonna go gun blazing on you guys. They're gonna press you, pressure you, try to score in that first 15 minutes. And when Madrid will start to gain some momentum in that midfield position, we're gonna go back to our likely position and wait for those counters with that Lorente and Samolino on the wing back positions. So yeah, I'm just
so when
blueprint right over here. First 15
100
minutes, all athletic, guns blazing. After that,
100%.
down.
After that, it's the adrenaline, like once you come to your senses, you realize, oh, we got to be a little more conservative here now. So that's when Fede can actually make Atleti second guess and probably win a pen, get their defense to be disorganized, because when Fede runs at you, it's difficult to stop him.
Okay, I have a question to you guys actually. So like we are all discussing about on the right flank, Lorente,
Right.
Nacho, or like
Right.
Molina, or like with that. But I see none of you guys mentioning on the left side of the Atletico. We have Samolino. Like he is really a picky player to handle. So do you guys think like Lucas Vasquez can do the job of handling him?
The reason why we don't mention it is because we have no confidence, that we can deal with it. Simple as. We just brush it aside because we have no other options. Because for a fact that, apart from Danny Carvajal, like we don't really have a right back unless Fede drops in as a, auxiliary, wing back for us. But it is what it is. Sam Molina is going to have a field day. Simple as. We all know that. But going the other way, when Lucas Vasquez has space to work with, you have seen his delivery. For someone who's memed so much, who's a backup player who doesn't get enough minutes, he puts in some pinpoint crosses.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned like I am more like I feel Jose is gonna be more dangerous than Bellingham. That's why I say that like Jose is the guy we should be watching out for. That's why I would say because his aerial threat is there. Like you guys, you can see it like in the match of Union Berlin as well. Like he was there. Like he just like missed that finishing touch, but he was.
Yeah, a constant threat.
100%.
I guess we can like go on to the predictions since we're like talking about who's scoring goals and whatnot. So Rajat, let's like go with you first. What do you think is the scoreline gonna be?
Okay, I'm gonna go with 2-1 to Atletico Madrid.
To Atleti? Okay.
Let me hear that again. Okay. Let me hear that again.
2-1 Atletico Madrid.
2-1 to Atleti, right? Okay.
Right, it's gonna come out on Twitter, is it, Sunit?
We got him. No, I just wanted to, keep it in my heart forever. So, get him in 8K. Because we're gonna be seeing Rajat, even more now. So this is first foray into predicting the future. I hope it turns out the other way.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, Sunit. Since you like caught him in 8K, let's like get your opinion.
Um, it'll be 1-0, man. Scrappy.
To
1-0
Madrid, yeah?
scrappy win.
To whom?
For us, obviously, I'm not gonna say for Atleti. 1-0 scrappy win, where probably they might have a disallowed goal or some sort of messy controversy, maybe a controversial pen. Like when we least expect Atleti, if they can really give it all, and I feel like the more we underestimate them, the more bite they'll have. That's always been my thing with Atleti. Remember, even under Carlo last season, it was a 1-1 draw, but the way the match panned out, we didn't have control for large parts. If you remember,
Yeah.
at home as well. So yeah,
Fair point.
And with 10 men as well, actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
So in the derby, form, overall, feel of the team, it goes out of the window. It's a fresh slate.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like unless like I hope the referees don't work for you guys because that's gonna be all good.
Really, you think that has been
Hey,
a factor ever? Come on, man.
Come on.
so Rajat really thinks that they favor us rather than Barcelona, yeah?
No, I think it's both the clubs actually. Like I can literally pinpoint like little things in a match. I can pinpoint the little things. On Sunday, I'll pinpoint the little thing. The ref is gonna go against this.
Yeah, let's
Join
check
us for
out
the
your
post
picks.
match.
Yeah.
It'll be nice, Rajat, if you can, yeah.
Yeah,
But
sure.
you'll be having your spaces, right? Like, yeah, let me know.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, we can discuss a time. Have a show.
It'll be right after the game with us. It'll be straight like 20 minutes after full time for us.
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's do that. But Farooq, come on, man. You're silent.
Farooq,
Tell us your predictions.
so quiet.
I think it's gonna be a tie, guys. I kind of feel like it's gonna be a game that as soon as I said it's gonna be a very scrappy games. Going back and forth. I think both sides are gonna score. But I honestly just can't. I just don't see them scoring two and we scoring two. That's the thing. That's why I think it's just gonna be a 1-1 tie because we both basically are looking hot and cold, especially in front of goal. So I think it's gonna be a 1-0 draw, in my opinion.
I actually thought like it could be a 2-2 because it can become crazy. Like shit can get unhitched at the Wonder Man, and I feel like there are goals in this game. Both teams are gonna score as well, so it's gonna be a 2-2 for me.
It's no longer the Wanda, by the way. It's the Civitas Metropolitano, right? At this moment,
Sweet as
so
Metropolitano. Okay.
the one
we just got used to the Wanda thing. Wanda has a ring to it.
that is true. Like we were sponsored by Wanda first, and now it's Civita. It's the sponsor.
At least it's not like
Oh,
Uber Eats or anything, man.
so every season, every 5 seasons, we have to find a new name. So it's gonna be Wanda, and then Savitas, and then Toyota, and then Airbus, and then Boeing, and then it keeps going on like that. I mean, come on, guys. I mean,
But yeah. See, Farooq, let's be honest. Metropolitano is a cool name, but apart from that, I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But yeah,
I know the Metropolitano is good, but why should it has to be Wanda Metropolitano? Imagine today we say this is Farouk Bernabeu, and tomorrow it is Jacobs Bernabeu. How does that make sense, bro? No, it doesn't.
Man, if I had the money, yeah, let it be Jacob Bernabeu.
but there were rumors, right? We were gonna sell our naming rights or something. I was like, fuck no.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be one of those clubs, man. Honestly. But yeah.
Like Spotify captain.
Yeah, Spotify Capital.
So, are you guys selling your grass as well outside the stadium, or is that just Barcelona?
No, I don't think we're selling any grass out there. Just they're packing the grass in those little tiffin boxes.
Yeah.
Let's take a couple of minutes to laugh at Barcelona, man. Raja, did you ever imagine them being, from there to here in a span of like 2-3 years?
Never. I think like is Barca they like this like taking things into their own asshole. I would say like I don't know like some stupid stuff. Like if you look at the Barca transfer window, like the money they spent like on stupid things. Like, just look at the Barca's transfer window in like couple of years. Like, they've got Kessie, okay, and then again they're going for a CDM. Like, what's that for, right? And then you can look, you they bought Depay, then they bought Aubameyang, and then they bought Lewandowski. Like, what the fuck are you guys thinking? Like, can you just guys stick with one, right? And then, like, they were like literally like they had no money, and then somehow they generated like 70 million for Rafinha. Like, how the fuck? Like, you don't know. So, like, it's just like some things like and especially like their transfer plans. Like when you see Eric Garcia for 50, 60 million from Manchester City, the guy is ass.
Was it 50 million for Garcia?
No, Garcia was free. No, he was a free agent. He was a free transfer.
They paid money. No, they paid money for Eric
It was
Garcia.
for they paid for Ferran Torres 50, 60 for Ferran Torres, not Eric Garcia. Eric Garcia was a free transfer.
You sure? Because I don't know.
Yeah. Because like I remember, like they wanted to get him in January to pay City. City did not allow him to go, and then he eventually moved there for free.
But even for a free, it feels like, paying him wages is a criminal offense. But yeah, it
Yeah,
is what it is.
yeah. I thought he went for a free, but anyway, again, like he said, Ferran Torres, like doesn't make any sense. Let's look at the transfers of Barcelona. Like again, when you look like the players they buy, like the players they sell, like Griezmann 120, Coutinho 140, Pele 130. Like they're just spending it. Like like who wants to play for Barcelona? Hi, okay, come over. How much you want? Fine, take this. It's just like stupid things. Like imagine that budget Letty has, like like 120 million, 130, 40. So we can literally like buy so many good players. We made a mistake in Felix though. I'm gonna tell you that.
That's still a while
But
back, man. I feel like you guys have learned your lesson.
yeah, like especially like never go big with the players. That's why we only spend like 8 to 10 million this transfer window, and we got like 4 players in that price range, 8 to 10. But yeah.
Yep.
I think it was Real Madrid, like who literally had like the 40-50% of the expenditure in La Liga.
Yeah, La Liga actually had a
Yeah,
positive spend, so we actually sold more than we bought. So 80 million profits for La Liga, and compared to the other leagues, like we are nothing now.
Yeah, you guys, yeah, I'm not saying you guys are like just going out of nowhere. I mean, like Real Madrid do good business as well. But I will just say it's Barcelona who just goes on. Like again, example, Depay for 2-3 million, where they could have easily got 15 out of it. They sold him.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. It's just
Yeah,
wild. Yeah, nice business for you though. 100%.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I love like scamming Barcelona. When they scam Barcelona, it's literally I get the orgasm. Like fuck yes.
Right, boys. Let's like wrap it up. Orgasms was like my trigger word to like end the podcast, but yeah. Yeah, let's go. So thanks all of you guys who are still in the comments and kept us company, still watching. Love you guys, and if you are still here, don't forget to leave a like, and if you're new here, do consider subscribing. And we also have Alex's Twitter, I believe, in the YouTube handle, so just go and check him out, give him a follow, show him some love. And of course, we're gonna have a lot of content upcoming next week as well. So do stay tuned for all of the short content from on YouTube as well as Instagram. We're also on all of the audio platforms. So yes,
There'll be fan cams as well from the Metropolitano on Sunday, so look out for them.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be really good content, guys. So do hit the notification.
I hope Sid survives. I hope Sid survives the night. He was telling me, bye. Like, I don't know. It's gonna get hairy. Especially if we have a 2-0, 3-0 win. People are not gonna be happy with seeing white scarves. But yeah, I hope he returns back in one piece. But yeah.
Yeah, man. But, I mean, he can always wear an Atleti shirt, but I don't know if
Yeah.
he will do that.
After the shipping charges to Spain.
Right. Just to wrap it up, I guess, do check out our partners over at Real Madrid Committee on Instagram. They have some really good content on there. Check them out. And thank you guys for all of the support. So you guys know what to say. Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.
Hala Madrid.
Alex, you're not
No,
gonna say
Atleti.
I'll save it for my own guy. I'll save it for my own guy.
All right, all right. There we go then. Okay, see you guys.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.